Hey, this is Chuck from Monocoque Metalworks. I'm back working on this 61 Roadster today, and I've never really shown this area before, and I try to find new things to show you. And also, I made this panel this morning, and I'm kind of blown away how it turned out. And when I started out, I didn't know if I'd be able to do it at all. This is what is called the Bulkhead Side Stiffener, and it goes in here. Now, I cheated on the other side, and I had one of these. I think I got this a couple years ago. This is from one of the other guys. And you can see where they have made a little press and stamped it out. It's not quite right, but it's actually not bad. I called around. There is not a right-hand side one of these in the United States. And so I decided, you know what, we're just going to have to whip this up. So I did this morning, and it fits pretty well. If you come over here, you can see where I did this with a planishing hammer. I had the sharpest radius head that I had in here, so I was really going to town on this thing. So what this is the side stiffener, and here you've got the side panel, and of course it goes out here like this. But most people don't know, because they haven't had these off, that this stiffener is in there. Now, this is a 61 that we're building up here, and then this is also a 61 that we're getting ready to restore. You can see the piece here. See how it's got this crazy shape, but this is pretty much, you know, what it looks like. And if you come back up here, what's happening, this is an NOS bulkhead that we use. Come around this way, and you can see where this piece spot welds along here, here, and then every one of these is spot welded. And you can see where Jaguar has cocked these like this, so you're really stiffening up this structure for the door hinge here and the windshield pillar. I'm in the process of setting the windshield pillar where it needs to go, and I've got my jig in there. I don't know how I would do it without it when it's broken down this far. Like I said, this is an NOS bulkhead. All of this is new down here. It's mostly our panels. This piece here, I cheated, and this was dissected out of another mashed up bulkhead. I mean, I think it's been 10 years. So I had this. We sandblasted this. You can see where this is welded along here, and then this piece here, see how it's got a little kink in there? They do that to just kind of make a bowl out of this. And then it's welded along here. All this was originally spot welded, but we got a nice row of holes here when we dissected it years ago. So I just used those holes as plug weld holes to put that back together. Now, this here, I'm putting this on now because I want to get as much as I can in here before I take these jigs out. It looks like these aren't going to move, but I want to make sure. So now if you come back around this way and shine, you can see the reason this piece needs to be shaped so strangely. See how this is flat here, but it's wider out here, and this kind of comes out on an angle. This piece here goes in there like that. All right, I'm going to have to fight it in there a little bit. And then this piece here will go like that. Now this obviously gets trimmed and it goes down in there further and yada yada. But you can see how this stands off of this, and then this will go here like this, but then it meets directly to this flange back here. This one here will go right up against here and be spot welded. So I will probably spot weld the front and back edges. Obviously I'll plug weld this. I've already got the holes, and I'm probably going to plug weld to these. I'm sure that these holes are in there from the factory. They had a little spot weld attachment that reached in there and spot welded these like this. I am probably going to drill some holes here and just plug weld that. This will not look as pretty once I put it on there. It's going to get clamped down tight, probably crimp and kink in a couple places, but again, it all gets covered up, and that's okay. So sometimes you got to get desperate and make something that's not quite as perfect, but I think this is going to do the job, and that just shows you what the inside of the bulkhead looks like. There's a lot going on in there. I think that's it. All right, thanks a lot.